Let's just go with a new run. Random, 25, let's go. Remnant, Umbra. 2 draft, 2 Mind Collapse, Resin Removal. We are against Sep Seraph. Our champion is gonna be Rector Flicker. Vapor Funnel and Case Damper. And Case Damper is usually quite bad, because the energy gain is very unreliable. Let's go with Vapor Funnel. We don't have any reform yet, so Burnout Rector Flicker means we will have an awful time in the first combat. And Harvest Rector Flicker is pretty strong. No, I can't remove the Burnout. I have Resin Removal, not Wickless Recruitment. But Resin Removal is at least gonna be useful against the final boss and will help with some challenges as well. We need to harvest something. I mean, we could harvest these units here on the bottom floor. Sure. I'll place them in a way they'll both die right now, so I get this space back to use my Shade Splitters on. And drag goes on the top to cover a potential collector there. Definitely want to tank some damage, but I also want to deal some damage. This Disciple Foot Soldier is a little bit of a problem, but I definitely want to Mind Collapse this collector. Get some energy back. Mind Collapse one of you guys. Get some energy back. Now if we play double draft, this guy will die. And we get the harvest from both of the drafts as well. Yeah, this way if we'll make it to the top. And this guy has 5 health too much to die to the pyre instantly. But at least the crossbowmen don't matter. We need to get enough health on this guy so we can deal with the boss. Not quite enough yet. This Disciple Foot Soldier is a little bit of a problem. Let's roll the... not helpful. And combat goes long enough that drag in the backline will actually give us some extra health. And Train Steward in the backline is quite a bit of damage. This guy will die to the pyre without dealing damage to it, so we set up the next floor to deal some more damage to the boss. Drag, kill this backline guy. Yeah, Mind Collapse would have been nice the turn before. Definitely agree with that. I shouldn't have used that. Now my Mind Collapse doesn't deal. Oh no, we have Vapor Funnel anyway, so it was good to play it out. We only took 9 damage to this fight. That's okay. Definitely want to mold it. I need to be able to reuse these drafts. Space Prism seems very good to trigger more harvest. Let's go for a harvest build. I wish there was a better harvest damage unit. I mean, there is one. There is Big Sludge, but the problem with Big Sludge is that it's rare, so you can't really go for a harvest-centered damage scaling that just doesn't work out. The only spell I really care about upgrading is Molded, and we want cost reduction and holdover. Well, Mind Collapse could need some... Mind Collapse could need some... spell damage. But what I'm really looking for is some stat buffs to this Wickless Baron, just so he is a bit more useful early on. Morsel Maker means we can start harvesting right away. Not right away. We can get constant harvest from these morsels. But it also means we can play drafts on the same floor very easily. Morsel Master does a similar thing, but we need the extra capacity to use it. Let's take a Morsel Maker here. I think it has interesting synergy with Harvest, that it's worth it. Health, not that necessary. Damage shield, definitely not necessary. Quick, also not great. If I reroll, I can't afford the large upgrade, but what I really want. Are you kidding me? I reroll for different small upgrades, and then I get the multi-strike I wanted, but can't afford it. This is infuriating. I hate it. I was looking for literally any offensive buff, any damage buff. Even a +5, +10 would have been fine. Can't really set up on the bottom floor. Wickless Tycoon. Yeah, but no. This one actually died. Ooh, pretty nice. We won't be able to kill these guys yet, but at least we are getting some scaling now. Whether or not it's gonna be enough scaling is an entirely different question. Wave of Funnel is almost always great on High Covenant. Yeah, it was enough scaling, at least for this boss. The extra damage from the Magma Mortal is actually quite significant on our champion. Another Molded, okay. Another Space Prism. It might mean we change our strategy a little bit. I could start the second floor with the Lady of the Reformed and Reformed drafts. That seems very reasonable. I still want unit upgrades. I still don't have a lot of gold, but any damage upgrade would be nice. Multi-strike especially. Let's get that on the Wickless Baron. And also +10. None of these, I think. Yeah, none of these. We already have a decent boss killing potential. Yeah, true. The fact that we don't have any backline damage besides these two Mind Collapses definitely make things better. And I think here I want what I take very rarely, the Stygian Guard consumable card. Hoping for crystalline seeds, and we get it. This is our only source of AoE right now. But I think it's pretty good. We can even use it on the boss reasonably well. It's 6 frostbite. We can expect the combat to go 6 turns. It's gonna be 21 damage. That's not that much. But it isn't nothing, so... Lady of the Reformed can die. I do have 2 molded, it's okay. I can't play the Morsel Maker yet on this floor. Otherwise we don't have the room to play Wickless Baron next turn. Let's clean up the Rage here. Play a Shade Splitter, use a Mind Collapse. Do we want to use it on the bottom floor? Not really. This guy's gonna die to the... Vapor Funnel. Almost enough damage. These haste guys. These guys die to the Vapor Funnel as well. This blocks more damage. And... we can actually kill 2 of them. Which is decent. Now... this top floor is a bit annoying. Nothing to stop this Forge Disciple, so we will take 4 damage. Some extra attack for my Rector Flicker, very nice. I do need to deal some damage to these guys. One more damage and we would have been okay and not take any damage to them, but what can you do? That's the best we can do, it's the best we can do. We could prevent the damage with crystalline seeds. Bring back Lady of the Reformed. Might actually make a combat here on the bottom floor. I was wondering how this guy was gonna burn out, but he's actually only gonna burn out after the Lady of the Reformed died, so... save 2 health on the Pyre. Are we good against... yeah, we are good against Daedalus. Let's save the health on the Pyre instead. Almost good enough. This Morsel Maker isn't helpful. So let's reform a Draft and play some morsels here. This harvest scaling isn't the best, but it's doing something. Kindle, Devourer, Wretch. I don't think we want Wretch. If we put the Devourer onto our harvest floor as well, it's gonna be a bit too crowded. I don't think that's gonna work out. I think for Devourer to be good, we need a bit more damage there. Wretch on the other hand... Yeah, let's take a Wretch. We don't generate that many morsels yet. Crucible Collector is not very helpful. But it's not terrible. We might place it on a floor together with Morsel Maycom, maybe. These units just don't really fill the roles we want to have filled. Crucible Collector is another boss killer. We already have a bunch of boss killers. We have nothing to kill backlines besides these 3 spells, and we have nothing to kill front lines beside the drafts. Which is pretty awkward. I think I need capacity. More capacity means I can grow my harvest floor faster. To be honest, I'm desperate. I want this relic and banner just to get something. Lady of the House? Still not really great, but I think with the extra capacity we picked up, it's worth taking it. Yeah, Mole Bracers are pretty good with the morsels, let's take them. But it's, again, defense, not damage. This deck has all the defense and none of the damage right now. And I'm very worried about that. This means we can't kill these haste guys. Is that a problem for us? We can set up top and bottom. I will take it. We need all the power we can get. And I still think we should be okay still against this. Against this wave specifically. We could set up top or bottom here. Morsel Maker is so slow top. Because he won't make morsels this turn, he also won't... so we can't eat morsels next turn. We are... It's... I mean, these guys just die to Vapor Funnel, so... At least that's a good thing. I think we have to set up this floor. This Morsel Maker gotta be good enough. I'm worried that he isn't. I think he's too slow. We need the room to play drafts and different things. Feed the morsels instead. I just hate how slow of a unit this Morsel Maker guy is. This guy will hit us for 6. Not great, but nothing we can do about it. Not too bad, at least. 6 damage. Crystalline Seeds is very useful here actually. I do want to draw. I do need the harvests. Draft can even be in the front. It will eat the morsel, but I guess that's fine. Do we have anything we want to play on this floor in the backline? Not anytime soon. Let's actually even put a train sewer up here as well. We have 35 damage on the top floor, so... I'd rather have a draft there later, so... I will keep the capacity open. And we do have the kill here on the bottom floor. A bit surprising to me, but I guess this boss is very weak on the bottom floor as well. And while we're not that good at killing waves, we are quite strong at killing bosses. Fatal Melting is very helpful. Can we do Void Binding? I guess we can. We would need quite a few spell upgrades. It would be decent scaling on our Baron. Let's look at our path. Next turn, we're probably gonna go to the Merchant of Steel here. Yeah, we can't do Void Binding. Definitely not. It's gonna be a while until we find a Merchant of Magic. Engine upgrade. I don't think we need that much energy. Feast could be helpful. Yeah, Feast can be helpful with the Wretch. It's a bit iffy right now, but will work out better once we upgrade some of these spells. Memorial Fund would be a lot of gold here. Mask of Penumbra is nice for the card draw though. This is actually quite a close one. I think we take Memorial Fund and go for the Merchant of Trinkets next. No, let's just take Mask of Penumbra. It's just a very solid and strong relic. I want one more burnout on one of these drafts, or maybe on one of the ladies. The Lady of the Reformed doesn't really need it. The Lady of the Reformed might need some health though. Yeah, let's use a draft. Use the upgrade on the draft, I mean. Large stone. Can we do that? You have one extra capacity. I guess we can. Nothing wrong with that. Another weak stone for the second draft. Okay. We're not that heavy into reform yet. So it's not that big of a problem if these drafts survive for an extra turn. Mark of Invasion. Sure, we do have Vapor Funnel, that is fine. And for once I am totally not worried about this stealth dude. Middle floor is size reduced. I mean, if we can, we do want to set up on the top floor, I think. And Crystalline Seeds means we'll get a lot of free health this first turn. I really don't care much about this Morsel Maker anymore. This wave is gonna get past, but it doesn't matter. What to do with this train steward? Maybe get a second kill here? No. Probably not. Right, we sacrifice it on the top floor for some more harvest trigger. These guys are a bit of an issue though. We can sacrifice more units on the top. But I want to get these guys out of the way. So we'll play a draft here. I could just sacrifice 2 Drex. Yeah, I guess the extra damage we gain from that is worth it. Worth not playing the train steward. Maximum damage I can do. Leaves this guy at 40. He will hit our pyre once for 14. It's not nice. Not really exciting. These guys die, so only these two go up to the top, which is ideal for harvesting. Let's kill one of these off. I mean, we should be fine against the boss, as long as we can deal with this wave. Somehow. This should do the trick. Almost, at least. Wretch. Wretch should be helpful. It's quite a nice damage increase. I mean, we don't even need to deal with this wave entirely, because we do have Vapor Funnel. Vapor Funnel is carrying us so hard. But we can even get a kill here for another harvest. We can sacrifice a drag for another harvest. And Crystal Cloak is already out of stealth anyway. And even if he weren't, we could just use resin removal to remove it. And we get another great scaling turn here. This guy's basically Glutton Penumbra now. How big can our Rector get? Turns out quite huge. $389 HP. Yeah, but his damage doesn't matter that much. Sacred Wicks, Memories of the Melted. Rest of the method is a lot of Umbra, but what do we do with that Umbra? We could play a ginormous Mind Collapse. Not that great. Let's use Sacred... Let's pick Sacred Wicks here. Oftentimes it's just gonna give us some morsels back, but that's actually fine for me. Embocage, Gem Trove, Prism Retrieval. Prism Retrieval might not be terrible here. It's pretty good to draw drafts with it. Let's get removals and relics. Let's look at the relics first. Flicker's Liquor, Lightstone Casing and Traitor's Quill. Well, Flicker's Liquor is definitely good because we don't care about energy anymore after that. Do we care about energy in the first place? Our deck is so cheap. Steel Pulleyclaw with the Vapor Funnel is obviously a good way to kill a single front line. Especially good against the early front lines. We don't really have the damage to take down yet if we draw it early. Yeah, we'll take the hook. That also makes our deck just a little bit more expensive. Maybe Flicker's Liquor is worth it now. What do we remove now? Probably the Train Stewards. These Shade Splitters are actually decent. Maybe maybe we should remove the Morsel Maker by now. Yeah. It's just a bit too slow. And now let's reconsider Flicker's Liquor. What would we pick over it? Anything that generates morsels, anything that increases capacity. Well, there's only one thing that increases capacity. There's a bunch of things I will pick over Liquor here. Hammer chest blades. It's not actually a bad idea, so our morsels survive a bit easier, but then again we don't really care about our morsels surviving that much. Actually it's Firestone Housing. Firestone Housing allows another upgrade on our Baron, and that might be important. If we can pick up another multi-strike for him, he might scale quickly enough to deal with the Gilded Wings and things like that. This is Armorfell. Top floor is reduced in capacity, so I want to have my harvest units on the second floor. Also increased that floor. These guys have armor now, which is slightly annoying. It's only one morsel, but one morsel is better than no morsels. And now I could have had that morsel back anyways. Does 6 damage change anything? These guys will die to the pyre even if Fell gives them more armor. And 6 damage here actually grants this guy more armor than worth, so not really worth playing it on that floor either. And finally we get our Wickless Baron. Can sacrifice a Train Steward here instead of a drag. We can even sacrifice them both. Alright, mold braces. I forgot. Well, Now the 20 order is the mortal, but it's a health mortal, so it doesn't really matter all that much. These guys... Backline will die, frontline won't. If we play Crystalline Seeds... He will take 6 now, 5 next turn, 4 next turn, so basically 15 damage, but he gains 10 armor, so he takes 5 damage. Still not enough. I could still Polyclaw him. How much is this? That's actually a decent amount of damage. Just a bit short of guaranteeing the kill here. But we should get a unit to get the kill there. Drag, not quite what I was looking for, but it will do the job. 58, yeah. Will do. I can even play Crystalline Seeds if I wanted, but probably better to play it on the bottom. Our health is running low. We need some more damage on this floor. Again. Currently this guy dies, we deal 14 and 15 and the first hit of the Wickless Baron kills, which is almost ideal, so let's play Draft in the backline, get some more damage onto this clipped Guardian here. Too bad there's no room for any morsels on this floor. And I don't really want to feed morsels on the floor with the overcharge tank, so this guy is gonna take 57 plus another 4 next turn and 3 the turn after, so that's 64 damage. Leaves him with 35 HP. Yeah, mind collapsing him doesn't seem to make a difference. It would have made a difference because he got armored. See what we get here, double drag. I mean, it's helpful. It's 19 damage apiece, not quite. That doesn't work out as I wanted it to. 15, 34, 48. Another drag will kill the frontliner with the... Okay. The drags, so the Baron can hit the Clip Guardian. I wanted a draft here, but yeah, I still want the draft here. 52? No, he's gonna take 4 damage, doesn't matter. 13 health? And this guy needs some damage again as well, otherwise he will hit us for 8. But at least this floor is now dying on its own. Which makes things a little bit easier. Final wave. Let's bring back one of the drafts to have some extra damage on this floor. Not that it really matters, because our killing floor is gonna be the one with Ragdoll Flicker on it, and that floor will have enough power easily. So many turns of combat. Forever consumed. Yeah, I think I have to take it. Now I wish I would have taken Flicker's Liquor. I think we need draw. We also need a little bit of Ember, but we need draw more importantly. And we want the unit upgrades, we want the pyre health, we want the removal. The right side is just top. Let's take all the buff on the Lady of the Reformed. Health buff is not important here. I don't have enough gold for a big upgrade, but I wouldn't have the gold even if I rerolled burst, but this stings. We need some damage on the Wickless Baron, otherwise we won't manage to survive much longer. Train Steward can leave, as can one of the Drags. The Drags are actually not that bad, but the Shade Splitters are still a little bit better. And we get the final Harvest upgrade. Heaven Seal, no! No, we can't do Heaven Seal. Heaven Seal is death. Mill-sized, reduced incapacity, but we have 3 sweet kills to get here. I think I have to take it. This is just too much value. We need all the damage we can get on this Gilded Wing. It's gonna be painful. The first Gilded Wing is gonna hate that. Do we need damage that much that we wanna play 2 Drags as well? Definitely Shade Splitter on the bottom. I mean, the Drags here are somewhat useful as well. Another Shade Splitter is nice. This guy gains armor on Harvest though. Enemy Harvest guys are the worst. Do we need the damage immediately? 60 damage on this Gilded Wing, so it will have 130 health. That's 4 hits from the last chart, so we will take 30 damage. Can we bring him down to 105? We would need to deal another 25 damage, which we simply cannot do. Yeah, I do remember the funnel. He's gonna be stunned for the first round. Yeah, okay, he will hit us 3 times for 30 damage total, but this is helpful. Also Wretch. Wretch means we don't have to pay any energy to have a solid bottom floor here. And that means we can use Forever Consumed on this guy to reduce the damage we take by a lot. Would have loved to be able to play a draft out as well, but this guy has 76. More of a problem is the Wild Wings in the back. I can't really play any Dregs right now. I can play one here on the front. And now the Lady of the House dies, but maybe that's not a bad thing, because we still have Molded in the deck and Sacred Wix. Well, Sacred Wix is unlikely to find her, but... yeah, that Forever Consumed really paid off. Oh, this Crystalline Seeds is gonna be so sweet. I'm so glad I picked that Crystalline Seeds. This guy is our next problem. Still worth killing this guy, is it? 46, yeah, he will still die to the Pyre in 2 hits. Nope, that was a bit too hasty. But it's okay. We did find a draft with a decent damage buff. That's helpful. And we can get some damage onto this Gilded Wing as well. Fatal Melting is great here. Absolutely amazing. This guy dies and the Darkwings will die as well. 70... 62... yeah, it's okay. He will die as well. So we can do some reforming here. Get these muscles back. Have another round of feeding here on the bottom floor. This guy already dies. No need to play anything. Just use the Forever Consumed on this guy. Okay, I think we are fine. This boss barely manages to scratch our health here. Thanks to the insane harvesting we have done. We're taking so much damage every combat. It's amazing we're still alive. Would like an Excavation Eruption. Can we cost reduce it next turn? Do we want to go to the Hellvent Merchant of Magic Forgotten Boon side? I think we do. We don't really need unit upgrades anymore. Multi-strike on the Lady of the House would still be quite powerful. But the Forgotten Boons will allow us to purchase an artifact, and the Hellvent is nice as well. The other two are no good. The other two cards are no good. Yeah. I think we're going for the Merchant of Magic here. The Pyre Health would be nice. Boon of the Blacksmith? Honestly, at this point, yes. Yes, I will take it. Screw the holdover, screw the cost reductions. Boon of the Blacksmith is actually worth it here. And I think the best way to improve our damage, to be entirely honest, is duping a Wickless Baron. And putting it on the bottom floor with the Space Prism. Yes, they will grow slower, but we have to. We need that damage. It's necessary. Especially against Sephiroth. Oh, Sephiroth is gonna be... oh, the Sep is gonna hurt us so much. Top floor didn't get reduced in capacity. That's great. That's amazing. That means we can safely set up on the bottom, top floor. These guys go on the middle floor. Draft is our first harvest trigger. We will reform them later. Alright, this one has burnout 2. We have 50 damage on the pyre, and this is gonna do dazed 4. So let's get this guy out of the way. 2 of these guys die here, that's okay. We do get 1 harvest on the next floor from the remaining one. We might need the capacity. Honestly, I will just sacrifice this drag for some health on the Lady of the Reform. That steel pulley claw was very, very important. We do not have the capacity reduction yet, so this is a bit questionable. But still, we need these barons to start growing, so. Rough is the same amount of damage as 1 Ember on the... Oh no, I forgot about the Zap. A bit less, but... Oh, Memories of the Fatal Melting. Fatal Melting is so good here. Allows us to start growing these barons. I don't really want to crystalline here, but I think what I have to do is get some kills here to save the Lady of the House at least. Otherwise this guy will grow too big. Let's use the crystalline seeds here, kill this Shade Wings, start dealing some damage to the Gilded Wings as well. These tracks are useless. Another Fatal Melting right at the right moment. This guy will get through, but he will survive at 4 HP. I guess that's how it is. I also want my Lady of the Reform back. I need to start weakening these Gilded Wings after all. If he's gonna take... if he's gonna deal some damage to us, then we might as well sacrifice the drag for the harvest trigger. Now this turn is scary. We do have another Fatal Melting to kill the backliner at least. Also Space Prism. Wretch doesn't find anything right now. We can do Shade Splitter Feast Wretch. That should kill the frontliner. Well, the frontliner will die to Fatal Melting anyways. But the Fatal Melting will be stronger if we do that first. Resin removal. I would love to play, but we need to play Fatal Melting here. That was the wrong place for the morsel, but it doesn't matter. I mean, clicked there. We are still alive. still alive. We are not dead yet. We're almost there, but not quite. We might die here though. Prayer consumed on the front line means we will have 20 plus 56, 76 plus... Wait, 54 plus 56, that's 110, 130 damage on the Gilded Wing. Not quite enough. Can we do Fatal Melting Forever Consumed for a better result? I think Fatal Melting Forever Consumed is actually a bit better. $86, so we will take 10 damage, but we are still alive. Strag can help us, Draft can help us against the next wave. This next wave is a problem. Could have gotten 2 mana from Mind Collapse. Yes, I could have! On one of these light wings, I forgot. That would actually get the Dark Wings killed, and then we would have a ton of extra damage against 47 extra damage against the backliner, and we wouldn't take any damage this turn. That was actually quite an important play to make. Too bad I didn't see it. I can feed these Dark Wings. Can I feed these Dark Wings though? I think I can. I think I can. 20. Yeah, doesn't change the math. We'll even deal a little bit of extra damage against that backline. I needed memories of the Fatal Melting, but I didn't have any in the deck. I missed that Mind Collapse play. That Mind Collapse play could have saved us. It probably wouldn't, but I wanna try. I wanna see how it works if we make the Mind Collapse play there. I would love to play Resin Removal here, but the other plays are more important. Maybe I could have given up on the draft. Actually, the draft is less of a damage buff than the Resin Removal would have been, so... And next turn, yeah, I still need the room. And here it might actually be Forever Consume. Go with Fatal Melting here. Mind Collapse this guy. Mind Collapse that guy. Yeah, I think we did the same thing before. We can't sacrifice the drag yet on this top floor. There's actually a slight damage boost against this guy. Maybe I should be getting my draft back instead of the Lady of the Reformed. It's more damage. And it requires less bait as well. Oh, I should have sacrificed the draft on the top floor. I missed out on that. Once again, we do Morsel, Feast, Wretch, Morsel, Melting. So, this was the turn with my collapse play. Actually, I can't mind collapse anything here if I play Fatal Melting first, so Fatal Melting has to go last. Let's Sacred Wicks first. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work out. I don't see a way to kill this Dark Wings, and especially not the Gilded Wings in the back. Yeah, things are quite different now. I feel like last time I had Forever Consumed earlier. Here is Forever Consumed, but it's too late now. I mean, I can still play it and it won't do much. Yeah. Did I not keep Prism Retrieval last time? Yeah, I think I played it to get the draft out. Well, it was a fun deck, but I'm not surprised. Wickless Baron just isn't enough scaling. It just doesn't work, especially not against Sepseraph. It's too slow. You need some other way to kill frontliners if you go that way, and I was trying to get that with the Lady of the House draft reform floor, but it just never came together well enough to work out for us. But yeah, it was an interesting run, and I hope you enjoyed.